Hey, this is Cohmervac, and this is the second episode in the Overwatch Hero Guide series where we're going to be covering Zenyatta. He's a fairly soft support hero with 150 life, 100 of that being shield. His attack is definitely one of the cooler looking animations in the game, and he shoots these orb things that float around him and actually do fairly good damage. He has 20 of them before he needs to reload, and his alternate attack lets him charge up and fire 5 rather quickly after a few seconds. However, you don't need to charge up all the way, you can interrupt it and shoot fewer than 5 depending on how long you've been charging that attack. You don't actually need to have any ammo stored up, so for example, if you're only at 1 orb left, you can go ahead and do the alternate attack, it'll shoot up to 5 anyway. Zenyatta's abilities include the Orb of Harmony and the Orb of Discord. The Orb of Harmony can be applied to allies using the Shift key, and it doesn't have a cooldown. Once applied to a hero on your team, it'll give them passive health regeneration at a fairly good rate. This can only be applied to one hero at a time, however once it's applied it'll stay on that hero until you put it on a different hero or you die. Keeping this in mind, it's a pretty good practice to go ahead and heal up damaged teammates. However, passively and most of the time you'll want to have that orb on either one of the better aggressive players on your team, or a tank hero such as Devon with a lot of armor will really be able to use the Orb of Harmony to the fullest potential. The Orb of Discord functions in more or less the same way, however it's applied to opponents using the E key. The advantage to the Discord Orb is that once applied to an opponent, the opponent will take roughly double damage from you and anyone on your team. This is extremely powerful and, as you can imagine, a really good counter to heavy tanks on the opposite team. Basically, you want to be selective as to which opponents you apply this to as to get the most out of it. It could be opponents that are using their ultimate or about to use their ultimate, or it could be pesky players on the other team that are particularly good and you don't like that, so you want to give them a disadvantage as much as you can. Real quick, I need to mention this, and that's that I really think that Zenyatta has the coolest melee animation. He just straight up kicks you. Zenyatta's ultimate ability is this really big aura of healing, which has a ton of radius, and it heals people inside that radius very fast, and it makes him himself invincible. The two most ideal places to use this are right as you notice an opponent teammate is about to pull off what would be an effective ultimate, or as your team needs to kind of break through the opponent's defenses. I would recommend that before using your ultimate, you just double check that your Discord Orb is applied to someone on the opponent team nearby. So while Zenyatta is fairly good at putting out damage, he just doesn't have the speed or the health to justify fighting up at the front lines. He needs to be kind of in the back of the team supporting everyone, you know, because it's a support role, so I think he really fits that quite well. A strategy that works pretty good is picking a player on your team to shadow, so kind of be with them but always behind them, and making sure that they're always healed up, and when they are, put the orb on someone else. In the strategy, you'll also want to put your Discord Orb on that person that your teammate is targeting as well as help them out. Frankly, I think Zenyatta is the best healer there is. Mercy, of course, does heal a little bit faster, and she can do the damage boost, but Zenyatta's Discord Orb is pretty much just as good, if not better than that. And his healing orb, because he can go ahead and drop it on people passively and they continue to go out and do fairly good damage, I personally would consider him better at supporting than Mercy is. Alright, thanks for watching this guide. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it. Check out my channel and subscribe if you wanted to see more high quality content like this. And with that, I'll be signing off.